Well, hello there.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to another edition of the Pitre Dish. I'm your host, Howard Pitre, along with host Mr. Matt Barron himself, the paranormal consultant. I got the swamp witch with me, Miss Jackie.
Nice.
My wife, Jackie. And tonight, Squeakers is not going to be on tonight. She called in sick.
Mhm.
And Mackenzie, she's hustling something.
She's already in bed. She's got a long day tomorrow. She had a long day today, long day tomorrow. She's just all sorts of tired.
And tonight, our guest is Mr. Ken Allen. I seen him 2 weeks ago on the show, and we've been talking about it. And me and Matt, we need to bring him on Pitre Dish.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was just telling Ken about how the show runs, and just strap in and just, I guess, wait on for the ride. Best way to put it.
I was going to say an interesting way to describe it, but yeah, sure. Ken, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, baby. How y'all bitches doing?
We're doing
I don't
fine.
know. I don't know.
I'm doing fine. I got a little hemorrhoidal flare up, but that's about it.
Tux. You got to get that tux. You got to get
Pain
them
in the
tux.
ass.
I have tucked them in, but they just
That's
keep
the
falling
same
out.
thing. That's the same thing that the supermodels used in the 80s and 90s. They put that shit under their eyes and it pull the skin back and shit. The hemorrhoidal
Really?
thing. Yeah, that's a
Huh.
fact.
I
That's a
heard
fact.
about that. I did hear about
That's a
that.
fact, baby.
I've been using duct tape. Shit.
That's what my husband uses on his dick when he does drag.
Hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fucking fact.
Oh Lord.
100%.
Oh, that sounds like it might be a problem. Right? Yeah, it might be a problem. Hey, Raymond, how you doing tonight, brother?
I told you you'd be a good guest.
I love him. I need him for the Unholy Trinity.
He might take the Unholy Trinity to a whole new level.
Yeah, that's
One thing I know, and that's unholy, baby.
Hmm.
that's one of my guys right there. That's my host on the Holy Trinity, also, Mr. Scott Wilson.
Bald Brothers.
Oh, Indiana peoples. We got a whole bunch of Indiana people. I don't know what the hell they come from. They love it up there. Though. We
My
love
sister
it.
lives in Indiana, but she smokes meth.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah,
Oh,
That's
there's
true.
a lurker. There's
Hey,
a lurker.
I'm not racist or prejudiced or whatever. You know, if she wants to smoke, that's her deal.
I'm actually mad at Raymond. We ain't talking to Raymond tonight.
Wow, what he done did now?
Fucking Raymond goes to Bobby Mackey's with Patty Adams and our boy Brian John Laverty.
Wow.
Doesn't even take me. Plans it right around Perry Unity Day, so nobody comes to my stuff. I see how he is.
I'm gonna tell you, man, one day I'm gonna get a hold of Brian J. Laverty's head and I'm gonna massage the fucking red out of that bitch.
Well, you know it's coming. It's coming, brother. We talked about that.
Yes,
You
it
gonna be there.
is.
You gonna
He
be there.
has hair? I didn't know he had hair.
He will when I'm done with him.
Oh, that's my sister-in-law. Hey, sis, what's going on?
Uh,
And I want to say also tonight, today is my brother's birthday. So I want to wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday.
Awesome brother. I'm glad that, I'm glad I was born from the same mama from. Let's put it that way.
Mm.
So, yep.
But a lot better than some of those cousins you were telling me about.
Yeah, some of them.
That's for a whole nother show.
People ask you, are you related to this one? I say, I don't know what you think about them.
You gotta love that one. Depends. What have you heard? I think people say the same shit about me. Hey, do you know this Matt Barron paranormal consultant guy? Oh, why? What'd you hear? Then no.
So, from what I understand, Ken, you are a podcaster and you're also a paranormal investigator. What's the name of your show and where can they catch it at?
So the show's called The Wizard's Table, and we're on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
We've touched around with Twitch a little bit every now and then, but mostly Facebook and YouTube.
Amazing fucking show. Amazing show.
And you stream through Parapost?
We do. and we really don't give a shit. We've had all kind of guests on there, people that are involved in the paranormal, the occult, alternative lifestyles, cunt eaters, dick suckers. We don't care.
That's what we deal on here. So it's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. So
And there's pictures to prove it. Yeah. Speaking of that, Howard.
That has those pictures too.
We don't talk about that. It's like Bruno. But one thing I want to bring up, Howard, I think I told you this earlier. Howard was actually a guest, surprise guest for my family over at Minnesota Spirit Hunters this past week. Ken, I know you know our family over there, Marcus and all them.
I do.
Marcus makes the mistake of sending me the link every week, and I gave him a special guest with Howard. And I sent Marcus. I think you guys all know the fertility stick. It was so fucking funny because Marcus brings it up and goes, what the fuck? And you hear Howard, that's a penis.
It's a penis.
Oh, my shit. I could not stop dying. I was laughing.
Well, what you want to say? It was a penis.
It was. Well, yeah, a big penis, but
that's a long stick, man.
I was telling. What do you think, Ken? I think that'd be an amazing shirt. Just a picture of Howard holding a fertility stick with lettering that says "It's a penis."
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Yeah, I think it'd be great. I say go for it. Print that shit up today, baby.
And then on the bottom of it, Ken Allen approved.
100%. I'll sign that motherfucker. I'll sign it.
You still got those pictures, Matt? You want to show them what we were talking about with that?
Oh yeah. Let me find
Matt snubbed me. He's some. Hey, I'm not embarrassed. I don't care. Actually, Chrissy took those pictures, but I posed for him, so I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I also still got that one of Scotty too. Yeah. The video of Scotty. Let's see here.
Kenya, have you ever seen a unicorn?
Only when I have an orgasm.
You getting ready to see one?
Shall I try tonight?
Never float your boat.
So there it is. And it's even proof that I sent it to Marcus.
I need that. I need that.
Marcus here just brings us up, and all I hear from Howard, it's a penis.
It's a penis. It's
got I would walk around Paracon with that shit.
I was going to buy and walk around the French Quarter with it.
Hey, we got a French Quarter here. We got a French Quarter here in Tallahassee. Unfortunately, they're all bald-headed and buck-toothed.
See, made out all right with that storm, huh?
Yeah. You know, it's pretty windy here even now. Windy yesterday. I rented a couple hotel rooms for the family just to be on the safe side, and I actually left the hotel room about an hour ago to come here. And luckily, I still have power, so we're good. We're good.
Good. I was just seeing where it just made it back into the Atlantic, and it then turned into a hurricane again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad that thing didn't hit us.
Speaking of unicorn, did you want to show the unicorn?
Yeah, there you go.
There's a unicorn.
Yeah, that's a dildo. It has a suction cup to one of them. Look, the balls fit firmly across the bridge of the nose.
I know about that.
And I bet, Jackie, you were so proud.
Yeah.
And if you do it just right, they will fit firmly across the nose. But you got to know what the hell you're doing.
I don't know what I was doing, but they fit. You know, it was just like wearing a pair of sunglasses, man.
You're awesome. A natural. You're a natural.
I mean, that's pretty lined up. That's pretty lined up pretty well. I mean,
oh, I loved it. I loved it.
Only on Unholy Trinity.
I got one from Raymond. It says, Howard, if you pack it around the walls there, so the only question is, where can I buy one? Voodoo Authentica. They are our sponsors for our team. Voodoo Authentica. It's a voodoo shop ran by voodoo priests and priestesses.
And a vampire.
A real vampire. He drinks blood. Yeah.
I saw your comment, Raymond. You didn't tell me. So, breaking lurker.
Yeah.
I think Keith Evans had a question then for Ken.
Where is it? Where is it at? Yeah, I'm trying to look at it.
Above lurkers there.
Oh, there we go. Does Ken do any paranormal researching?
Officially, I would not say that I am a paranormal researcher, but I do go with paranormal teams and help them as an occultist, as a sorcerer. Yes. So maybe.
And you're a paranormal researcher then.
So maybe so. I am. Yeah.
Guilty by association.
Exactly.
Yep. There you go. That was Ken. Let's see, who's that? Keith, that was your answer for you. Okay. Let's see what else. So, what as a wizard? Do you like conjure up spells? Do you make potions, or just like a witch, or it's a warlock, or?
It's all basically it's all really the same thing when it comes down to it. Witch, warlock, wizard, sorcerer, etc. I do all of those things. Me personally, I specialize in the summoning of demonic spirits, and making pacts with them. Now, when I say a pact, I don't mean like selling my soul, things of that nature. The pact could be, offering wine for 12 days at a certain time of day, and then the demon will do a task for me. But yes, as a sorcerer / wizard / warlock / witch, there is potion making, incense making. All those things are entailed in the craft that I do practice. Candle magic, Ouija boards, pendulums, summonings, invocations, evocations. There's a difference between invocation and evocation. A lot of people don't know that. So yeah, I do. And of course, I have a personal a jinn spirit, which is different than a demon. A lot of people like to clump jinns and demons in the same category, and they are different. But I've had a jinn with me since I was about 5 or 6 years old, and he's one of my guardians. And when I get into an altered state of consciousness, I use a hand drum, and I beat the hand drum at 220 beats per minute, and that allows my mind to get into what's called a theta state. Then I can meet that jinn on his plane of existence, on his level of existence, and he can tell me, okay, for example, if I am being called by a paranormal team to come into a home and say, hey, what the fuck is here, dude? Ken, what the hell's here? I will get into that altered state of consciousness. I will contact my jinn, and he will say, this is what you're dealing with, and this is what you're not dealing with, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I do the same shit. A little different. I'm very unorthodox as an occultist. I'm very unorthodox as a sorcerer, but I am what I am. Even among other occultists, I piss them off quite frequently because I give away secrets and I'm not as traditional as they are.
And that's one reason why we love you. I love stirring the pot.
Me too. I stir that sucker twice on Sunday too. No, I was wondering because I'm a demonologist, so I mean that works for me. So
yeah, I'm actually a demonolator. Demonolatry obviously is different than demonology. Demonolatry is working with the demon on his level, working with him with respect and kindness, not forcing the demon, as in Solomonic / Goetic magic. We're using God names and Hebrew God names and Latin words to force the demon into a triangle of manifestation, or force the demon into a circle of manifestation, using pentagrams for protection and things of that nature. Demonolatry is where you can cast a circle to concentrate that demonic energy, and you can use what's called an ENNS, which is like a summoning for that demon. It's a very respectful summoning, and I'll give you an example. For Lucifer, it's Renek Tasa Ubaraka Biasa Ikai Lucifer. So unlike Solomonic magic or Goetic magic, which is very traditional ritual magic, where you're forcing the demon again and threatening the demon with God names, you're working with the demon on a friendly level. And let me tell you, most of the time, traditionally, the reason all those circles and triangles are set up is because the sorcerer or the magician or the wizard is forcing the demon to manifest itself. Thereby, you are pissing it the fuck off, and you're risking retribution. When you work with that demon through demonolatry, you're working with it with respect, gratitude, admiration, even. And you don't have to worry about setting up those boundaries. You don't have to worry about retribution on yourself or your family. Those wizards, those magicians of the Renaissance and the Middle Ages, they had to worry about that shit, and a lot of them died because they pissed off the wrong demon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But a demon is a demon. There's no, you can't trust one anyway. I mean, you really can't.
Not accurate at all.
So,
not at all.
So I
completely 100% inaccurate. 100%. I know for a fact. I've worked with them too long. I mean, I'm 40, almost 47. I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. I 100%. I know I have had horrible experiences working with archangels. They are some deadly motherfuckers. I've had to banish angels before because they were harassing and haunting a place that used to be a church that was decommissioned and it was turned into a home. This young couple bought it. They had an infant son, and this demon was harassing these people because it was no longer a Catholic church. It was basically pissed the fuck off. So demons, angels, jinn, they have their own needs, wants, and desires. And this fucking angel was mad as fuck. So I got into that trance. I did not contact my jinn. I contacted a demon matriarch of mine named Orobos, Orabos. And his N is Jaden Tasa Hoet Naka Orobos. And he said, look, Ken, you're not dealing with one of my people. You're not dealing with a jinn. You're dealing with an angel who's pissed off that it's no longer a church. So yes, angels can be dangerous. So y'all need to be careful praying to them angels and shit.
Yeah, that is true.
So no, not all demons are. First of all, I don't believe in absolutes, but no, demons are not evil and angels are not holy and good.
So you got different levels of angels. You got different.
You got different levels of angels. You got different levels of demons. Most of the time, when possession happens, it's an imp. It's a goddamn imp who's trying to move up in the ranks. Your higher ranking demons like Beelzebub and Paimon and Azazel or Astaroth, they're not concerned with possession. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and what he's talking about, well, what they're talking about, guys, is in angelics and demonics, there's actually a hierarchy system. It's not just all same level playing field. There is a hierarchy system.
It's like if you was looking at the military, you have like colonels, generals, lieutenants, corporals,
and grunt. Yeah.
Grunt.
You do have those things, yes, 100%. Especially if you read the books, for example, the Lemegeton, the Lesser Key of Solomon, it will explain that in great detail. Anybody that's a demonologist or a demonolator, I recommend reading any books, any of the grimoires like the Lemegeton or the Lesser Key of Solomon. Read those books if you want to know demons, demonology, and of course, demonolatry.
Yeah. And I got a good friend of mine. He's been in it for over 40 years. Carl Johnson.
I know who you're talking about.
He is, I mean, to me, he's like the Albert Einstein of the demonology world. I mean, to me, he knows it all. That man can spat off stuff, and I'm glad that I can go to him if I have to, and if I need anything, he's there. So always have him on. I guess some best way to put it. Have him on speed dial whenever I go somewhere if I'm in trouble. Valerie writes. She sells crystals and stones and stuff. She's on the Paralinks channel. And she was said earlier that she she said something to you. Hi, lovelies. Hello, Ken Allen. I miss you. Blessings, my friend, Valerie.
Hey, baby.
And then I have another question for you. This came in. Have you seen a demon? If so, describe what the demon looked like. Okay,
I'll give you a good example. I was doing a summoning. I was actually summoning the demon Paimon, who is a great and powerful king. King Paimon. He prefers to be called King Paimon. If you are a magician, a magi, or a sorcerer, and you're summoning Paimon, it is best that you always refer to him as King Paimon. Otherwise, you risk bleeding out of your orifices because you're pissing him off. He's earned that respect. So I was in my old house, which sits behind my new house, and I converted my master bedroom into my ritual chamber. which is basically what Anton LaVey calls, a ritual chamber. And yes, I do read the Satanic Bible. I believe in the Satanic Bible. I think it's fucking amazing. It's great. If you have never read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. And so I had my circle set up, my circle of manifestation, and I was in the circle and I was summoning and I was pouring the incense on the flame and I was pouring out alcohol like a motherfucker, baby. And I was naked. I was completely naked. And I'm not going to say what some of the other things that I did, but I was
sounds like your type of ritual.
I was determined to make this demon manifest. So he started, and before me, I would say about 4 to 6 feet in front of me, I saw this image pixelating. I don't know if you guys remember like DirecTV, Dish Network, and all that shit. Yeah. When a storm would come by and your picture would pixelate, that's basically what he kind of fucking looked like. And when he came to form, it was like a split fucking second. I saw him just a split second, and then boom, it was like invisible. He was gone or whatever, but he was still there. Fine as a motherfucker. He looked like he was between the ages of 35 and 40, long black hair, slim body, fucking beautiful.
Opposite of me. Got it.
I mean, probably had a 32-inch waist like me, but yeah. It was very pixelated, and he manifested for like a second, like a split second, and then he was gone. And one of the reasons I knew he was still there is because I got these cold chills all over my body, my hair, the hair on my arms, what little bit of hair I got, the hair on my arms stood up, and then things in the room began gently rattling like a very, very small earthquake. It's like he was still there. Anyway, I conducted my business. And I dismissed him with respect.
Well, Joanne was asking how your son's doing in school.
He's doing great. He's doing damn good.
Joanne Stewart was asking. I saw that.
Yeah, I see it up there now. Yep. Sure. I missed you, Joanne. I didn't see you. Sorry, baby.
He's doing good, baby.
I see. And that's Valerie again. She said that a great book recommendation. She has both of them. Mm-hmm. And then Anne Marie says, all energies have purpose, good, bad, and indifferent.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like what she says above there, too.
Right. Respect goes both ways and very strong in the light and the dark energies. That is true.
Yep.
That is very true.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, me personally, like with us being in the paranormal field, I feel like you have to have respect for both, as like what Anne's saying. And you have to have an understanding of it. To me, good and evil, it's all a matter of interpretation. Whatever some people think is good may be bad to others.
It's relative.
Exactly. Just like time. Because, I mean, look at some of these terrorist attacks. They think they were doing good. But in actuality, bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like the paranormal is the same way. Like with demonology and with angelics and all that stuff, for me, and again, this is just me personally, I have respect for them. My thought process is irrelevant on what good, bad, whatever. It's irrelevant. You have to have that neutral understanding and respect for them. And I think it just keeps everything well balanced because, like we always say, there has to be a good with evil. There has to be a yin with a yang.
I can tell you this. I have never had a negative experience working with demonic entities or the jinn. Never had a negative experience.
I can introduce you to my ex. She was a demonic.
And there she is.
Humans are different.
And there she is.
Oh, that bitch
Seriously?
was straight up possessed. That bitch was my ex. No, Jackie's not my ex. No, you actually saw Ken. You actually saw my ex in Howard's intro. I still don't know how I got that fucking video. Is the one that she was crawling upside down, like doing the crab walk? Yeah, that was her.
Okay.
She like stole my home movies or something. So that bitch was crazy.
I can't say that my ex is a Bigfoot. That bitch used to bury raisins in my backyard, man. I buy a pack of raisins and they be gone in a week. I'm like, what the fuck? Only
speaking of Bigfoot, I do work with a local team called Outcast Paranormal. Now, Outcast Paranormal is headed off by Stacy Brown Jr. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. He lives here with me in the same town, Wakulla County, same county. And in fact, we just filmed a movie together called The Skunk Ape Experiments. You can find it on Amazon.
That Outcast Paranormal, that sounds so familiar.
I know it does
does.
sound familiar.
Come on, Raymond, you know me fucking better than that. but no, they sound so familiar. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
Raymond knows.
You know what though, Ken, and honestly, brother, I'm not surprised. Fucking Raymond knows everybody. Everyone knows
Right.
Raymond. Actually, I think that was
Everybody
no, that
knows
wasn't
Raymond.
the name. That
Everybody
wasn't
loves
the-
Raymond. Why not?
No, we had him on the Paracrew, and I think the title I put was "Everyone Tolerates Raymond." That's the title of my podcast. But he knows I love him. I love Raymond.
Now, I've also experienced a Luciferian sex magic, where you summon a demon and you have sex with it to raise power and to make change in the physical world.
All right, so we got Anthony. Anthony's on his Texas Wraith Hunters. So,
What's
do
up,
you
Anthony?
feel the negative energies are on your side while everyone else runs from them?
I wouldn't necessarily call them negative, but they are darker forces. They're chthonic, underworld entities. And yeah, for the most part, a lot of people are scared of this shit because they're just uninformed. They just don't realize, they don't know. They have not experienced the things that I've experienced. They have not walked the path that I've walked. Of course, your average person is going to be scared shitless of this kind of thing. And you know what? From the outside looking in, I don't blame them. I don't blame them, and I don't put them down because of it.
I try to tell these people there is a shit demon. That's what I'm known for. I'm aquatic demonologist. Okay, this is a suka. That's what, and that's
Yeah.
what it is. And I try to explain to these people, and they thought it was just a big joke. And I had to get Carl on here to actually tell them, yes, there
I
is
believe
a fecal demon. It's
Yes.
a shit demon.
Yeah, it's Japanese, isn't it?
Well, it came from the time of Christ.
Okay.
When the crucifixions and of course when you're hanging on a cross and everything, you just lose body.
Yeah, sure.
And it all came at the bottom of the crosses, and that's what formed that demonic.
Well, the one I'm familiar with is of Japanese origin, and it likes to hang around where people excrete. So I don't work with that one. Okay.
It must love my house because I'm gonna tell you right now, I
that's-
shit everywhere.
That's just shitty.
That's
That's
nasty.
Shitty situation.
Yeah.
Little corny too, but
You need that's gross. You need to take some Pepto Bismol.
okay, no
Pisses my
lie.
stomach off.
No lie, I will actually sit down and drink a fucking bottle of Pepto just because. So, I love that shit, man.
I used to know a lady that would drink Pepto Bismol and vodka.
That's my lady. Hey Denise, how you doing, girl?
What's up, Denise?
Don't you, Ken? Don't you talk about stones and stuff? Because if you do, this is what you need to get you. You got to get you one of these. You got to get you one.
Oh, okay.
This is an EAD stone, and Denise makes these. It's Pac-Man Paranormal, and that's Denise Pack. And it's EAD stands for Eat a Dick Stone. Okay.
I knew it was coming somewhere.
But this thing works. I was having, she gave me one, and I was in Kansas, and we was at the temple, Salina, Kansas, and my back was hurting and my hip. And she said, put that in your back pocket. And I put that thing in my back pocket, and within a half hour, it was gone. Pain was gone.
No shit. I
That
need to
thing
load
is
my
awful.
pants up with those, man.
Well, that's what the hole's for.
Maybe you know what,
Put your
Denise?
penis in there.
Mine won't fit. That's too small.
This is
I was going the other way with it. You
This
got
is
You're gonna have
any?
to give me a big stone, baby. I'm Italian.
Well, no, this is plenty. Matter of fact, if it was a little smaller, it might fit. But I mean,
I'll slide right out of that damn
no,
thing.
but it looks like one of those things that you put on a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a planchet.
Thank you. I was just thinking maybe make a little belt of them. I think that'd be cool as hell.
She makes them and they work. They work. And she's in there like, Lord Jesus.
Listen.
Hey, don't say the J name around me.
We don't say J. We should call it with a G. G.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Lord
Jesus.
is LAWD. Lord. L-A-W-D. Lord.
I just
Howard,
can't.
where are you from, Howard? Where are you from?
New Orleans.
Nolans.
Okay.
Nolans.
All right. Okay.
Actually,
I can relate. Okay.
that's why I'm into. Oh yeah, Ernie's just sitting there shaking his head. Ernie, I love Ernie to death. Yep. Listen.
I just can't.
Yeah,
can't with you,
I was
Howard.
actually born and raised. Well, I was born on the West Bank of New Orleans, and then we moved here on the North Shore, North Shore, Nawsho, North Shore. Okay, North Shore. We moved here when I was 12, and I've been here ever since. But I know New Orleans like the back of my hand. I've been there everywhere. I know I've been to all the haunted attractions. Matter of fact, Halloween, I want to push this for Voodoo Authentica. October 31st, during the day, starts at 1 o'clock, is they have Voodoo Fest. And Voodoo Fest, it's not Voodoo Fest that you think the music with all that, the big concerts and all. This is Voodoo Fest where they cordon off a whole street block and they do voodoo conjurings. They play drums. It's awesome. They got free
They tell
food.
their stories.
Yeah, they tell stories. It's awesome. They show you how to do. They have the to me, it's gorgeous. The spirit work they do with the cornmeal on the ground.
Mhm.
They do these elaborate drawings and stuff.
They do the veves. They're veves.
Damn, you had me on free food. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That kid want to come.
Awesome.
I actually have a voodoo temple behind my house in an old shed. I have a podomitan, and where I draw my veves with cornmeal. I like to use the yellow cornmeal, and that's fine. Legba and Balansamedi, they seem to be very receptive to the yellow cornmeal. But I do work with the Petro and I work with the Gede. So.
Who was it? Keith. Keith had a really good question, and I'm actually kind of interested. I can't believe I didn't ask this of you, Ken, brother.
Denise, go to Paranormal Swamp Investigations page. I just put up the posting today. It's going to be October 31st. It has not been canceled, so it's still on. Matter of fact, if you want me to, I'll call up what's her name? God dang it, I just had her name too. I see her as plain as day. I'll call up Papa Czar. I'll call up Papa Czar and find out from Papa Czar what's going on with it. But yeah, it's awesome people, and it's a great. Oh, not going back to Salem. You did Salem. You need to come to New Orleans, woman.
Salem's closer for me.
We got better biscuits down here.
You
Tell
know.
Ernie we got bigger and better biscuits.
Hey, Howard, bring up Keith's question if you could, please, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a damn good one.
Yeah.
Ken, how would you suggest that a paranormal researcher asks respectfully that a demon leave a house or a person? No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. So this was a question that I was asked last week by a lady we all know in Scotland, and because she was having some issues. Okay, first of all, if you are able to get the name of the demon, that would be great. That'd be a plus. All right, if you're able to, because you can address them by their name with respect. If you don't know their name, honestly, I'm telling you, a good Merlot is the way to go. A good Merlot, and you respectfully offer that Merlot to said demon, and you address it and say, this offering of Merlot is for you. I ask that you respectfully leave this land or this premise, whatever the place is, this house. That's really the best way to go. Leave the wine, drink a little bit of the wine as well, as if you're drinking to that entity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It works the same way with paranormal consultants too.
Yeah, but you might have a demon that's just a mean ass drunk. That's some bitch you just drink your wine and just do shit all over your house.
Again, it just depends on the nature and the rank of said demon. If it's an imp, you may have to call somebody in to exorcise it to get. I've done that before too. I've had to do that before. I've had to banish and exorcise and stuff. But if it's a higher ranking demon, then they're intelligent. They have no reason to gain anything from that location. And most of the time, your high-ranking demons aren't going to hang around in a place like that. A lot of times, an imp is going to say, "Oh, I'm Satan," or "I'm Lucifer," or "I'm this," or "I'm that," when in fact they're really not.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just gonna, if they're gonna stick around, and there's a low-level demon that's just trying to gain some traction.
Exactly, 100%. Trying to move up in the ranks.
That's it.
So wine is a good go-to.
Is that true?
I mean, yeah, that does work too. I'm a fat kid. Cookies, any baked goods, really, to be honest.
That's a good question for you there.
Okay, elementals, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them the fuck. If there's an elemental there, they've always been there, and the best thing you can do is move the fuck away. Sorry,
Politely.
There's no way around it. You gotta go.
Politely.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Because they've been there a hell of a lot longer than probably the largest oak trees there. You got to go.
Yeah, I know them suckers, man. They're bad news. It depends if you piss them off.
Oh yeah, please don't.
But if they just leave them alone. They're there for a reason.
Yep.
100%.
But if you go desecrating their land, anything, I mean, land, water, whatever, then they get pissed off.
And then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't really be taking anything out of there anyway.
The EAD takes care of the demons and elementals.
Huh.
That's this.
As what, Denise? Like a deterrent? I'm almost curious. Does it act like a deterrent, like a bug spray or something like that? Like DEET? I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm actually being dead serious. Like, the elementals pick up on
I talked to my voodoo priest and priestess, and she's a high-ranking voodoo priestess, and Papa Czar, he's a voodoo priest and he's a vampire, and they both told me the same thing. The best stuff to work for any type of, if you want to get rid of everything on your property or everything in your house, use camphor. Camphor it's like the nuclear bomb. It'll just cleanse everything. Now, when you go in the house and you're just using sage, what is sage? Sage is a purifier. That's all sage is.
Sage is okay for residual shit, but that's really about it.
Right. And if you're going in there with sage and it's a purifier and you got something evil in your house, what you doing? You're going to purify evil. It's going to be even badass. I mean, you're just pissing it off.
At that point, just roll it up. Just roll it up and light and pass it.
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
I'm going to tell you my go-to is cedar, bay leaf, hyssop, and palo santo.
Mm-hmm.
I got the I got Pablo sticks. The same thing. Let's see, Keith.
I thought I fucking had
I have received a name. What? Romus?
Oh, here it is.
And from the Ovilus EP, I think it's correctly. Are you familiar with that name?
Now, I'm not sure if that's the same entity that I know, but one of his names is Irinomius, and he's a death demon. He's like the patron demon of death, so that sounds pretty damn familiar. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. But
now would an imp mimic this individual as well?
It could.
Okay.
And then he said that we had the Malachites try to take the EADs from their pockets.
Huh. That's why you put it on a belt. See, put that shit on a belt. You don't have to worry about it taking it. Just losing your pants.
I did with elementals in the forest, but the connection to this. Man, it shows me around, but will attack my members or anyone that goes with us.
Not necessarily. It's not necessarily deceiving. You probably legitimately made that connection, and if you made that connection, they probably haven't. So leave their ass at home and you go.
or sit back and get your bag of popcorn and just watch the excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean that'd be good fucking evidence right there, in my
I mean,
opinion.
a lot of people don't know, but an elemental is a type of demon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just think that would be good evidence. You just sit down one of your folding chairs and just watch everyone just knock the shit out of each other.
I guess the best description I've ever seen on television about an elemental was and I hate to say her name. God, I hate this woman. She loves her. I hate her. It's Amy Allen.
I know. I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to say her.
They were sitting in the trees. She said that she could see him sitting in the trees and everything and all kinds of stuff. So, good Lord.
No,
I said, how does this woman see anything? How can she see anything? She's over here like. She's pointing over there. I mean, what the fuck that's about? I have no idea.
No.
Well, I got to say, some of her facial expressions are insane.
No, Howard, you love those. There's old boy over in San Diego who does some walking tours down in Old Town San Diego. For those of you who don't know, San Diego is right next to the damn beach. Like, literally, you can smell the sea air everywhere in San Diego, even downtown. This motherfucker will stand under a tree during a windy night, take a fucking picture with all that dust particles and sand particles all over the place and go, look at all the spirits in this tree. Look at all the orbs. It's like, hey, dipshit. And then he stands with an EMF meter right next to a power receptacle. And it says, oh, it's a portal because there's so much EMF there. I'm like, and by the way, I'm not just talking smoke, folks. I was a part of his tour wearing my paranormal hoodie. And yeah, I've called him out. Oh, well, you just don't know what you're talking about.
Now, speaking of EMFs and shit like that, in my old house, in the master bedroom where I told you I have my ritual chamber set up, there's a breaker box in there. And my primary altar, my altar to Lucifer, butts up against that wall where the breaker box is. Like, I can reach across the altar and open the breaker box. Now, I use that to my advantage because of the electromagnetic energy. When I am casting spells, when I am communing with Lucifer, I use that energy to feed the power of my spells and when I'm getting into an altered state of consciousness to help me as well. So yeah, what he or whoever you're talking about might be doing is bullshit. Oh, look at this, but for me, it works great in that regard, in regard to the occult.
I mean, I don't blame you there, brother, for having the altar there. And by the way, that little fuck you, yeah, that was to Raymond's fucking comment. And yeah, remember how I said, I don't know, Howard, I know, Ken, you know this, brother, but whenever we did the interview and I said that they switched it out with somebody else for the Ghost Adventures and all that, yeah, that was that motherfucker. Ord boy, that was for him. They put him in and saying that he did this and did that and he knows about this and that. I'm like, when was the last time you fucking investigated and not like scammed people? Yeah.
This person here, this lady right here, that's Jenna. I call her my little sister. She is the most gifted psychic medium you ever want to meet. I mean, she's totally legitimate. So if you ever need someone, contact her. Oh God, she is good. She is good. But
let's get you on the show.
Yeah, she was on last night on Paranormal Small Talk.
She's on Hey Boo.
That's right.
And she's a host on Hey Boo, and she's getting ready to start another show.
Hell yeah.
Shannon Rogers.
Hell yeah.
So it says, if you guys were waiting for the wise man of Waverly, the paranormal expert, the master of all things, the biscuits, now here I am. That is Ernie. He is the biscuit man himself.
What's up, Ernie?
We love Ernie.
Gotta get him on too.
Oh, he is. He's, oh my goodness. You need to watch them too. Ernie and Denise interact with each other. And their story is so romantic, how they met. And actually, there was a spirit that brought them together. What's a ghost?
I can actually relate because Mackenzie, the Wicked consultant, and I, we met in a, right?
He heard Biscuit.
And
that's why
man after my own heart. Yeah, I stopped what I said. I saw Biscuit, and I was like, wait, what? I thought someone was teasing. But Mackenzie and I actually met in a cemetery.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She was on another paranormal team.
I've met people in cemeteries too.
Yeah. No, she was on another team that wanted to get trained. I got it.
Ooh, baby.
Some of the best people you can meet are in cemeteries.
Especially
they're
back
dead.
in the 90s. It gives me chills to think about that shit.
There it is. And they're from Kentucky, so we were fixed up by a spirit. They were fixed up.
Hell yeah.
They were.
Hell yeah.
She brought them together. And like I said, it's a romantic story, and I love that story. I mean, I've never had nobody tell it on. People. It was always passed around in the paranormal community. And I had Ernie actually tell the story for us, how they met, and it was awesome. It's an awesome story.
Well,
And
Denise, Ernie, love to have you on.
there is something. I tell you what, Ken, if you can conjure up something, for anything, I would say it would have to be to help the packs out and to help out Charlie and all them at Waverly Hills, because these people in there, they are just trying to steal this Waverly Hills from them, and it's owned by Charlie, and they've been battling this thing. It's going to legal. It's legal. Bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. They basically kicked the man out of his own place. Told him he had to get out, and he bought the place. But it's just a long story. But
well, if they're willing to contact me, I will help put up some borders and put some bindings on those people that are trying to stop them from doing what they need to do. I would totally be willing to do that, and I wouldn't charge a damn thing for doing it, because I think Waverly does need to be preserved.
It does, and these people are
100%.
trying to preserve it, and that's who that is.
Where's Jackson? Where?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
That scared the hell out of me.
you see. But they're trying to help them. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you ever want to meet them, I mean, Ernie, are you available right now? Because I could bring Ernie in, and y'all can talk about it if y'all want. I mean,
I'm actually gonna send him a friend request real quick.
I'm gonna send you an invite, Ern.
Ernie
Yeah.
and Denise, I sent you guys.
And they are the most down to earth. I love them. I mean, they're good people. I don't say that about very many people, but they're good people.
Well, Matt knows that I'm always willing to help people. I'm not going to say the guy's name, Matt, you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed some help. I reached out to him, and I'm cool like that. Listen, I've had a lot more as an occultist, as a practicing sorcerer. I've had a hell of a lot more support out of the paranormal community than I've had out of my own occult community. The occult community fucking hates me. They fucking hate me because I give so much away, and I just tell the truth about how things are in the occult community. Paranormal community, dude, they got my back 100%, and I have them too up in this motherfucker.
Salute to that.
He said, "Give him a second. He's naked. I don't care. Look, I
definitely
do
don't care.
I do. Ask anybody. I will do it. I've screened. I've StreamYard. I'll do show. I'll do them in my bathtub. I'll do them on my shitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it wherever I'm at.
We had a video call, and he was on the shitter.
Now that's where I draw the line.
Denise says she had a margarita. She doesn't need to be on live. Anything. That's when it's fun.
Right.
I had if you ever seen the show, I have there's a lady who's a host with me, Chrissy Baggett.
Listen.
Listen, Queen.
Well, I just can't.
And I had we did a paranormal drinking game one night on the Holy Trinity.
Oh,
And she got so drunk. I thought everybody was scared because she had a steel straw and a big. She kept leaning. She kept passing out like that. I thought she was going to stab herself through the brain with that fucking straw. And she was the only one drinking. I said, no, we was going to get the audience to drink, but no, she was wanting to drink, so she made herself a big thing of daiquiris, and she done had 3 of these.
She was having them at the wedding.
Yeah,
She had one at when she was down here for the wedding.
She went outside. Yeah, she went outside to let the dog in, and the dog went in and she couldn't make it up the stairs. That's she went to sleep at the bottom of the stairs outside. Good Lord.
Listen.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do something for them, I'd love that. I mean, that would be a gift in itself.
Absolutely. I mean, I can bind the those people that are trying to, do the damage. I would be more than willing to do that. 100%. Yeah.
And let's see, we got Anthony back from the Texas Freight Chases. Nobody that I tell him about that is wrong. We're supposed to help each other. They scared of it. And there's some people. Huh.
Well, honestly, Anthony, I know you've been in the audience on my show numerous times, but that's all we're about: helping each other, supporting each other, getting each other's backs. That's why I love everybody over at Paralinks. I love my Paralinks family, Parapost family, Ken Allen, everyone we work with. Squeakers,
There she is.
what's up, Squeaks?
Hey,
Squeakers
baby.
wasn't good. We had a hell of a show earlier. I don't know if you caught it. We had one of the PR people, well, our PR person from Maglet on.
And there's Mr. Ernie himself. How's it going on, Mr. Pat? Mr. Ernie,
How you guys doing?
Big Biscuit Pat. That's what we call him.
There you go with that damn biscuit again. Now I'm hungry.
That's right.
Y'all got to stop with these goods, man. Like biscuits, cupcakes, cookies. Fuck that. I'm getting hungry over here.
That man, he knows his biscuits. That's just what it is. He just knows his biscuits. He's the biscuit
If there's
king.
one thing I know, it's biscuits.
I've
I
seen
love
him
fucking
do.
damn biscuits.
He was sitting on there. Denise's wife was filming him, and the very first time I laughed my ass, I almost pissed my pants. I did. He was sitting on there, and he wanted a biscuit, and she wouldn't make him a biscuit. It's just, that's all it is. It's just one biscuit, and he had maybe some meat on there, just put a little bacon or something with it, and she would not cook him a biscuit. She said he had to go in there and cook his own biscuit.
This is my life. I'm telling you. It's the infinite quest for biscuits.
It's funny. Somebody once asked me what the best advice to lose weight was. I said, well, first I said, why the fuck are you asking me? And secondly, I said, get married.
Well,
That'll be your best diet.
yeah. She fattened me up, prior to us actually getting married. She was bringing me, I was hosting tours and investigations at Waverly, and she would come up there and she would bring peanut butter fudge and all kinds of goodies up there, and Oreo balls and all this stuff. And she got me good and fat, and then married me and quit cooking.
I understand.
And
They trapped you.
See, my wife kind of did that. As soon as we got married, she started fattening me up, and make me think that she can, she can cook. She's a really damn good cook. But she got me fat, and now I'm lazy, and I don't want to go away.
yeah, well, I mean,
That's
I ain't
what it
going
is.
to. She's gonna have to kill me to get rid of me.
Aren't you lucky they didn't have
I
a
told her, I
movie?
said, even death wouldn't even stop my ass. I said, you're number one on my list.
I will haunt her ass. Trust me, I will haunt her.
Oh, I have a list. Brian
Yeah.
Laverty just moved up to 42. Mm-hmm.
And she's over here while y'all was talking about that, and she's slapping me on the arm, and she's telling me, "Aren't you glad I didn't cook for you?" This woman can burn water. I mean, I'm telling you that.
Don't feel bad, baby. I can barely make a bowl of cereal. It's all right.
I'm having issues. I got this camera here that is being stubborn. Hang on. Let's see. There we go.
Shit, she says, "I'll exercise your
Yeah.
ass."
Now that's a threat in my house. Although my wife will say, "I'll make you exercise." Like that. Mm-hmm.
She,
That's a
see how
threat.
she spelled it? She
Mhm.
didn't say exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ernie, this is Matt Barron, and this is Ken Allen.
Nice to meet you
Hey,
guys.
bro.
And
You
then
too,
we have
man.
Parapost, he's Matt is the paranormal consultant, and Ken, he is a warlock, right?
Sorcerer. Yeah.
sorcerer.
Nice.
And I just asked him on the show. You probably saw that, where I'd like for him to see if he can conjure up something where they can go after those people at Waverly that are in there right now and get, put it back to the rightful hands of Charlie and y'all.
Well, we will take any help we can get. We were in the witches circle at Salem last year on Halloween, and if you've ever been in the witches circle at Salem on Halloween, the energy is freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And we put up some wishes at that time. We're going to be back in Salem this Halloween in the witches circle doing the same thing. Any help that we can get, we're not drawing any lines at all as far as anybody that can help us through this, because it's a matter of right and wrong.
Absolutely.
And, I don't, there's a lot of people, like on the religious right that say that, people that believe in the things that you believe in are in the wrong. But
Always.
and then vice versa, people on your side say that they are in the wrong. But right and wrong is that there's no gray area in right and wrong, really. And what's going on at Waverly right now is wrong. I don't care what your religious background is or anything. To have a couple have everything they've worked for 21 years taken from them by people who have no right to have that is wrong. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, Ernie, I will let you know. You said, I think I heard Howard say you're what, from Kentucky?
Yes.
I'm in actually Pennsylvania. I'm in central Pennsylvania. So you going up to Salem, Salem, Mass, that's right on the way. So if you guys ever get up this way, you ever need anything, by all means. And if you need anything else, message me. I sent you and Denise a friend request on Facebook. So
Okay.
let me know.
And I'll do the same. I'll send you one as well.
Okay. Yeah. I'll accept them as soon as I get off of here. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, you talked about having me on the show or whatever. I'd love to be on and talk to you about it.
Awesome.
Anything we can do to spread the word about what's going on at Waverly, we're happy to do so, because a lot of folks just do not know what's going on with Waverly. They don't. They love the place. It's a famous place. It's an iconic place. It's a place that people want to go, so they're going to Waverly. Well, what they're doing is they're putting money in the pockets of the people who are then taking that money and either keeping it in their pocket or handing it to an attorney to fight against the real owners of the building. It's not helping the owners whatsoever. It's hurting their cause, actually.
And I called for a boycott. I mean, I did. I called for a boycott of the place. But people still, you still have people that go.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, I'm going to have to step away for a second. I'll be right back, brother.
No problem. Yeah, but that to me, it's a crock. It's a crock of crap. And then we got to win this thing, because I'm going to tell you this. I'm still looking forward to come running to that place with you naked.
Well, that time might be closer than you think.
I'm trying to get my bikini body back into shape.
Yeah, I need to drink a bottle of water or something so that I'll have mine in shape.
Because it's $25,000 a month in attorney's fees.
Well, Howard, listen, I got to go.
Okay.
It's about that time I need to leave, but I do want to ask or answer a question by Keith Evans. He said, Ken, would you allow a paranormal researcher to use a thermal imager to observe you conjuring a demonic entity? No researcher has ever asked me that before, and I would be game for that. I would totally be game for that.
Okay.
So, but I got to go, y'all.
All right, Ken, I really do appreciate you coming on the show. And if you can do anything for us for Waverly Hills, that would be excellent. We really would appreciate that.
Consider it done, all right?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you on.
You too. Thank you. Later.
We'll see you, man. So now you done got me in here and everybody left, and now I'm ambushed.
You ain't ambushed, man. Never ambush. Hell, we can have a good time, just me and you. Hell, we do this all the time.
That's right. It's just a good old conversation like usual.
Yeah, tell Denise that I don't know where she got that news. Where she said that Voodoo Fest was canceled. I mean, I just posted the thing today.
Well, we, after I talked to you about us looking for a place to go for Halloween when we were considering, we had a lot of places in mind. I mean, from New Orleans to Savannah to Salem and all points in between and other places as well. And we went on the website and it actually said, yeah, I got dressed for no reason. I could have just stayed naked.
We could have got back in the bathtub. We could have just took
Yeah.
baths together. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. No, we were looking for a place to go, and she got on the website, and it said that the Voodoo Festival was canceled this year. And at that time, that's what it said because we looked. We were really looking forward to going, and I got my ghosty PJs on, folks.
Oh. that might be the Voodoo. Okay, there's two different Voodoo Fests in New Orleans. You have Voodoo Fest, that's the concerts, that's the music thing, music venue, and then you have Voodoo Fest, which is actually, oh my God, she calls them.
Put that on the screen. Howard, I like to keep this, on here.
She wrote it. I mean, that's your wife.
She did drink about 1.5 inches out of a margarita. So there's no telling what might come out of her mouth.
Don't point at me.
She doesn't take her much at all.
Denise is a really cheap date when it comes to that. But okay, so there's a Voodoo Fest that's a music
venue,
and then there's a music or a Voodoo Fest that's an actual Voodoo Fest.
Right, it's cultural.
Okay,
and that's on Halloween Day. It usually starts at 1 o'clock.
I'm going to fire her as my event planner because obviously she can't read the internet.
Well, heck, if y'all coming down for spring, if y'all coming, won't y'all set it up to come for Chrissy Baggett's wedding, Chrissy and Jason?
That's a possibility. I mean, if this Waverly thing goes the way that we're hoping it will and goes as quickly as we're hoping it will, then we might very well be busy in the spring with Waverly. But if we have the free time, that's definitely something that we can.
And y'all definitely have to come to Fairfest.
Yeah, that's also a thought too.
Because that's we're having that this year, next year, 2023. Louder
Than Life was obviously a big hit. They said on the radio today that there were over 178,000 people at Louder Than Life.
Holy shit!
Too many people for me to be in that crowd. There's the energies and everything. It messes with me. You know what I'm saying?
But I didn't know if you knew this, Ernie, but Paralinks is now we're actually working together with Parapost, and it's all para unity. We're trying to stop all this hatred and all that stuff that's out there, and all the fighting and the bickering and everything. And the ones who are still doing it, we're just weeding them out little by little. And we're trying to make this a community, of everybody, not just everybody out for themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be,
Yeah, I agree.
And I know what you have in Pac-Man Paranormal and everything, and y'all do what y'all do at Waverly and everything, and what y'all doing for Waverly and everything. I mean, it's hard to stay, you try to stay neutral in a lot of this stuff, but it's hard to do it. It's hard to do it because you just get dragged into the BS.
I mean, we say it all the time. We've got, of all the paranormal dramas that are out there in the field, excluding the ones that directly involve Waverly, because, I mean, I draw a hard line with people who are supporting Waverly Hills right now, and the people that are running Waverly Hills right now. But we got friends on both sides of a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Um, I'm not going to name names, but there's a lot of drama in the field where, you know, this person and this person are arch enemies. Well, this person's never done anything wrong to me, and neither has this person. So I'm not going to, you know, even if this person over here is a good friend of mine and he says that person's a bad person, well, you know,
Yeah,
they
you're right. You
haven't
understand?
done anything to me.
Right.
I'm not going to draw any lines. I mean,
Right.
you know, I have my personal opinion. I mean, as a bit of a public figure with, you know, the Save Waverly Hills things that we're doing, and just the fact that, you know, for whatever reason, a lot of people in the paranormal community do know who I am. I try not to make waves. I mean, as much as I would like to, you know, jump in on certain podcasts and say, you're full of shit, you don't know what you're talking about, or whatever.
Well, that's why we have our own shows.
There you go. You know, I don't, you know, I don't see where that's constructive at all. There's
Right.
enough, the field gets enough pressure from the outside and enough scrutiny from the outside with people that, you know, think we're all full of shit. And that, you know, there's no such thing as the paranormal. You know, what are you doing? You're running around in the dark talking to yourself, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Why do we need to fight amongst ourselves? We need to be working together to convince the rest of the world that we're not as crazy in that way as they think we are. That
Right.
what we're doing, it has a purpose and has a meaning. It's real. And we have a duty as not only to spread that message, but to be the voice of those who have passed on, because they
Right.
don't have one.
Right.
And
you know, something else too, brother. I don't mean to interrupt you, Ernie,
you're
but
fine. Go ahead.
the other thing is too, and this is why I fully support, you know, what we're doing at Global Ghost Hunt. It's also about the locations themselves. People put too much emphasis on, oh, it's my territory, oh, it's this, it's that. No, fuck you. It's about the location itself, and a lot of people don't know or think about not just the written history, but the unwritten history. Like, we were just at Gettysburg this week, and you can't sit there and tell me that every little detail was written down during that
Or that it's
battle.
written down correctly.
Exactly. And if it wasn't, like, I was thinking about this on the drive home, you know, if it wasn't for how commercialized Gettysburg has gotten, what would that be? That would turn into another Waverly, Eastern State, you know, other places that are starting to run down, or even some that aren't even well known.
Right.
Like, let's just say the Gettysburg Address never happened. It was somewhere else. Let's say Lincoln did it in D.C.
Right.
You know, Gettysburg wouldn't have been on the map, at least not as big. And
Right.
that would have been turned into what? Condos? No, fuck that. It's about the location.
History.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's not just for us, it's for the next generation of investigators, for their kids, for our great grandkids. You know, let's make these locations last.
Exactly.
You know,
And then not just that, also tell the story correctly. Because I know for a fact what they tell you at Waverly, and I've heard this from Ernie, what they tell you at Waverly is one thing, but that's not the real story. Because they have actual
Go ahead.
they have actual there's other things that's happening there. And what they tell you is one thing, and then what actually happened is totally different. And I think Ernie was talking about even at one point writing a book or something, telling the correct stories of Waverly Hills, not just the stories that paranormal investigators share amongst themselves, or he said, you know, he says, she says kind of crap, you know, and then it's not.
What I see at a lot of haunted locations is basically tour guides are given a script, and that script might be accurate, it might not. It might be something that's put together to enhance the experience of those people that are there and to make the place seem more dramatic or whatever. It might be something that's simply a hearsay story that's been passed down. And when you go in as an investigator, if you take the tour and you're getting bad information from the tour, then you're going to construct your entire investigation based off of bad information, and you're not going to be getting good results in your investigation.
Mm-hmm.
For example, okay, I used to give the tour at Waverly Hills. There's a story, and I'm not saying that this story is not true. I'm saying this story has never made sense to me, and there's no evidence to back up this story other than hearsay evidence. But there's a story of a nurse who was found hanging outside of room 502. They say that she was having a affair with a married doctor, that she had gotten pregnant. Somewhere along the line, she gave herself an abortion. She hung herself outside of room 502.
Hmm.
That's the story that's been passed down for years. That's the story I would tell on my tours. One night I'm telling that story and I get, a little bit disgusted with myself, but that's the story I always told. So I just told it and I moved on. A little bit later in the night, the guys that I told the story to are up there investigating outside of room 502 and they're asking questions like, why did you kill your baby? Who was the doctor you were sleeping with? And I started feeling bad about that because what if that's not what happened to that girl?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I sat down next to the elevator and I said, I want to tell your story. My name is Ernie. If you could just tell me your name, we can start talking and I'd be happy to tell your story. You tell me, and I swear I'll tell it to everyone I meet. And no sooner than I said that, well, I said, but you got to help me out. Just tell me your name.
Mm-hmm.
No sooner than I said that, a disembodied voice said, Sarah. And that's not the name that's been passed down in the hearsay story forever. It's not the name that people claim is the name of the nurse who was found hanging. So it struck me as odd for one, but that began what went on to be, between 2009 and last year when I quit Waverly, like 12 years of me going up there every chance I had, having these conversations with Sarah and finding out a whole different story. And me being able to tell her story, I feel like gave her the peace that she needed. And I think that that is the essence of why we all do paranormal research.
Yeah.
It's not for the
100%.
likes and the clicks and the subs and all that stuff. I mean, if that's what you're in it for, then more power to you. But I don't feel like those are the right reasons. I think the right reasons to be in this is to be the voice of the spirits and let them tell their own stories.
Yep. And it's not actually an isolated incident about the stories being messed up. One of the other, well, I don't want to say infamous, but one of the more well-known places, the Whaley House in Old Town San Diego. There is a story that they still tell, to my understanding, to this day, that I guess there was a captain or a general or somewhere along there, a higher up officer, who got decapitated by the clothesline.
Right.
And there's another one where I guess this little girl got hung up on some kind of rope she was playing with, and she basically hung herself by accident.
Yeah.
I was speaking with Thomas Whaley himself through an SB7, and we asked him about this soldier. He said, no, shot. Like, wait, so the soldier actually shot himself? He said, yes, shot, gun wound, and it said something disease. So he must have got it infected to what we understood.
Right.
And then we were talking about his one daughter. She actually died of pneumonia. She wasn't hung. And it's so funny that, I actually, when I teach, like, as I don't know if you know, Ernie, but as a consultant, what I've dedicated myself to is helping teams grow, build, stuff like that, and help train. And what I tell them is, think of it this way: we are active historians. And what I mean is we don't just read about the history of it. We go out and talk to the individuals who were there.
Exactly.
And we get firsthand experience. And, people ask, why do I like this field? Well, besides helping, when was the last time you fucking talked to somebody from the 1800s?
Exactly.
So.
How cool is that when you talk, we spoke to a boy that was at the site of a massacre in the 1700s. Okay. And he told us information that we did not know. But then we were able to go back and verify what he had told us. We said, how many of the Shawnee did you kill? He said 4. We went back and verified it. 4. And he called them whoopies.
Mm-hmm.
We had no idea that that was the nickname that the people of that village had for the Indians, because when they would attack, they do that whoop, 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 whoop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They
Right,
called them
right.
whoopies. And
Yep.
we were like, why is he calling them whoopies? But, we got that information from, and how cool is that? I mean, for people that don't understand why we do what we do, hello.
And I mean, these spirits also pay back in kindness. You tell their story, and they will pay you back in kindness. Like what Ernie was talking about with Sarah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Sarah the spirit that brought you and Denise together?
That's why we both have these. Yeah.
So she
that's
paid you
why-
back in kindness.
You see that? Well,
That's
over there.
cool as hell.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
You better
There
agree. You better agree.
Absolutely. I owe Sarah everything. I owe it all to Sarah.
Now you need to go back and ask Sarah to make you some peanut butter fudge. That's what you need to do.
You know,
Exactly.
speaking of food, going back to food, you were saying about calling them whoopies. I don't know why, but I'm from the north, so we have whoopie pies up here. And if you ever have a whoopie pie, that just made me think of it. It's like, maybe is that why?
Wonder if
call
it
them
was
whoopie.
an Indian recipe, a Native American recipe passed down.
They say it's Pennsylvania Dutch, but I am starting to have my suspicions. I need to go investigate some whoopie pies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever had one of those, Howard? A whoopie
No,
pie?
I have not. I have not had a whoopie
Oh,
pie.
you need to get your ass up here. So basically, think of like this really thick chocolate. Well, it's vanilla too, but I like the chocolate ones. Chocolate cookie, just real freaking thick, and then it's got the vanilla cream in the middle of it, and it's just a big old sandwich. It's just a big cookie sandwich.
There it is.
Oh,
Moon pie.
nah. A moon pie's okay, but no whoopie pies. That's where it's at. Or shoe fly pie. Ooh.
Ernie is a 5th generation medicine man.
Very nice.
I have a medicine man back in his, back 5 generations back.
I just
but,
take ones.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Now I'm
Excedrin, man.
a lot of scripts because I'm old, but
Oh,
Were we talking? What was it? Were we talking about that blue pill at one point? Was that last week's episode,
I think so.
or was that on Trinity? We were talking about the blue pill.
I don't remember which show.
I think it was Trinity. It was Unholy Trinity last week. We were talking about the blue.
Oh yeah,
pill.
it was because we had Steven on there. Steven Woodard. And we was talking about ED.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
And we was talking about the certain kind of pump that you can. And
I still didn't get my answer, by the way.
Steven, I brought Steven on as a consultant.
you needed me for that.
Well, see, I still haven't got my answer. Would that still be considered a blowjob? If you pump that thing up, is that considered a blowjob?
Possibly.
I think so. I think it would be.
Oh Lord.
I had to go back.
Over there. We do hormone therapy, and if anybody is at all, I mean, a public service announcement here. If you are at all concerned about ED, or if you're a female and you're concerned about, your hormones being out of whack, whatever, consult someone about hormone therapy, because that stuff works way better than any blue pills or anything like that. Trust me.
See, the hospitals around here I'm kind of worried about, because I asked for that type of stuff and they might give me estrogen and then my nipples would hurt. Then it'd just be weird. I don't want to lactate on camera.
That's why you get the tassels.
Go to
true.
The place we go to is in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's called Better You. But there's these places that specialize in hormone therapy. Don't go to your ER or whatever, or your family doctor, because they'll look at your testosterone levels and say they're normal. Well, that might be normal for a 43-year-old man or whatever. But if you go to these hormone specialists like this, they want you normal for a 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And so
have you ever taken a testosterone shot?
We do the pellets.
I was taking the shots, and that thing that needle is about the same size as one of them things that you get, one of them turkey injectors.
About
okay, and then I'm serious, and the stuff that comes out, it's like syrup. and it leaves a big welt on your arm. I mean, it leaves a knot. You have to work it
Quit your
in.
whining, Howard. Quit your whining.
You know,
That
It
hurts.
leaves a knot somewhere else too, don't it? Shut up.
Howard, I like him. I need to get you on the show like yesterday. I- you know, there's only like one new age person I've ever went to, like anything like that that's outside of the hospital. And my ex-wife actually recommended it. It was called an iologist. And she swore up and down that this woman, oh yeah, that's what she called it, an iologist. She swore up and down that this woman would just look in our eyes and would say different colorations and stuff like this. Like she could tell what we ate the night before, what we're lacking, blah blah blah, and just give you a whole breakdown of diet. And then she would prescribe you these natural herbs. And I'm like, okay. I was like, sure, I'll humor you. We'll go along. So I'm sitting there in the damn chair. She gets this fucking big ass flashlight, not even a mag light. Shout out to Maglite. But yeah, I'm doing a plug. You can deal with it. But she takes there are my sponsor actually.
Yes, I see that.
She took this fucking flashlight and is shining it right in my face. And she goes, "You've got a headache right now." I went, "No shit, you just shined a fucking flashlight in my eyes. You have it in a dark room. No shit." Fucking stupid bitch.
I want to go back to this. What does Denise mean by this? They cut our butts open.
I already have a crack in mine.
Those pellets, they put a tiny incision. It's like in the top of your butt cheek, just below your belt line. It's not your butt, but whatever. They put a tiny incision there, and then they tuck these pellets into that. The pellets are like, they look like a capsule that, medicine would come in or something.
Mm-mm.
They tuck them in.
Wow.
You don't even, you don't know it. You don't feel it.
I would pretty sure I'd know if I had an extra hole in my ass.
Well, they tape it up.
I can do that. I can put. We already
Denise
talked about
did
tape
know-
earlier.
there was one time when we did it on our way to Brushy Mountain Penitentiary, and she nearly bled to death at Brushy Mountain Penitentiary because she was she'd been taking a bunch of ibuprofen and didn't realize it, and so everyone at Brushy Mountain Penitentiary got to see her butt as we redressed the wound. But anyway,
No,
that's a different story.
see, I don't know. I don't know about you, Howard, but I'm not a fan of someone cutting into my ass. I already have a crack in
I
a
wouldn't be a
hole in
fan
it.
of somebody looking at my wife's butt. I mean, I'm just saying.
I like my
Well,
wife's butt, so I'd be like, yeah,
It
that's
was
mine.
all, it was our para family, so it was all good. But anyway, no, it's not anything as bad as what it might sound. I mean, you go in there, you lay on a table, they put a cover over you, they peel the cover back a little bit, and then you don't feel anything because they numb the entire area, and then in 10 minutes you're out of there. And
Raymond, you go
in a
first. You tell
day,
me how it
you're
is.
pow.
Raymond, you do
Damn.
it. You do it. You tell me how it goes.
Denise is on the roll tonight. Look at it, because you're a man and men are the weaker sex.
Who you
I won't
talking
lie, I'm a
to?
bitch.
I guess she's
I'm a
talking to
bitch.
me, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a straight up bitch, so
Who are
I'll
you
agree with
talking
that.
to?
Actually, you want to hear something funny? In all seriousness, if I'm actually hurt, I giggle. I giggle like a little bitch. I think I don't know why, but that's how my brain regulates pain. I
Yeah.
get hurt, like hit my funny bone, cut myself, whatever.
Yeah.
I just start giggling.
I will make a joke or something out of it, so that I'm not focused on the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
See-
that didn't hurt at all.
So let me
See,
ask you this. Let me ask y'all men this. Okay. When I was married to my first wife, she had some female problems. And if she was to have another child, we already had 2 children, and she was to have another child, it would really hurt her. It would really almost debilitize her. So put her disabled. So what I did, she was having a lot of female problems and stuff like. I'm not going to get into specifics or anything, but it was a choice, and I made the choice for her. I got a vasectomy for her. Okay. Would you do that for your wife? Both of you. If it was between hurting her or hurting yourself, would you hurt yourself rather than have her get hurt?
Ernie, go ahead, brother.
As a man, that's kind of bred into most of us, or should be. That's just my philosophy. Being an old school guy.
I am too.
Fortunately, Denise has had everything taken out of down there, and I ain't got to worry about that question coming up.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just in general, in general.
Yeah, I would
Any-
definitely.
Let me answer that by showing you something. Hold on. So to answer that question, as I drop all my shit, I don't need to answer that. My wife would do that for me because she'd cut it herself. Yeah, she
Good
would.
Lord.
Oh yeah,
She would take care of it for you.
I would wake up to this right over top of me and just
Yeah.
hold still.
Whoa.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
actually, no,
See, Matt, you haven't seen the stuff that Denise does to poor Ernie. Okay, and I feel bad for Ernie. I do. I mean, Denise, I love you to death, but you torture the poor man.
She is
So this will
tough.
be foreplay then, huh?
Oh no, I mean, she calls him.
Yeah.
She did that with him with the biscuit, and I seen him not too long ago. She calls Ernie. Ernie's he was vacuuming or doing something, and she calls him from the next room. She says, "Ernie, I'm wearing something sexy for you," and Ernie's like, "Yeah." And he went into the next room, and there she is. She's got one of them damn blow up dinosaur things on her, and she's dancing like a dinosaur. But it was something sexy.
Yeah. We had all this anticipation built up. I'm going to be getting that Amazon package. I ordered you something special. And then, I'm back there in the next room, and she hollers at me and says, "Hey, come in here. I got this outfit on. It's something nice." I forget exactly how she said it. The video's on Pac-Man Paranormal, I think. I don't know. But I come around the corner, and there she was in a damn dinosaur.
Denise, I love it.
guys.
I love it. I approve. The consultant approves. Sorry, Ernie, brother, but
Mr. Consultant, let me tell you, she's an asshole. I'm just saying. She really is.
we need to get together with my wife. I think my wife and Denise would get along very well. No, my wife could be teasing me all fucking day long, and then get home, get out of the shower, or whatever. She'll lay in bed butt ass naked. I'm thinking, it's time. Ding ding, round one. Let's go. Get in bed.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You bitch.
Well, okay. We're back there in the bedroom like a half hour ago, and Howard starts talking about me coming on the show, and she's like, "Get your PJs on, get in there." I'm like, all righty then. So here I am.
Love it. Hold on.
He had even more the special pants tonight too.
Look at that. I got slipper.
Yeah, I like it.
Blue camouflage. Hell yeah.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
She calls these my sperm shorts because she says the ghosts look like a little sperm.
They kind of do. I ain't gonna lie. They kind of.
There it
She
is.
bought the damn things for me.
And she's telling you out. She's calling you out now, Ernie.
Well, that's what all the women say, But
Why do I have the feeling we're gonna see something flying?
She praises Ernie too. I said, we're gonna be running through there naked and all that stuff, and she'll flat out tell you Ernie is well endowed.
I'd be afraid to hear what my wife would say.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just.
She would probably just say, "It's all right."
Let's talk about
already said that. But
My
get off of this subject. Back to Waverly.
Let's get back and talk about dead people. Why?
Let's talk about things that are dead, right? Well, let's talk about other things that are dead.
There you go.
I do hormone therapy, mister. Don't worry.
In all honesty, though, like I think I would. If it would be the difference between, life or death or something real serious medically, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going full on you, Nick.
It doesn't have to be serious. It's just I'd rather take the brunt of anything rather than for her to feel anything.
Yeah.
I in all honesty, all seriousness, I probably would too. Like I wouldn't go full on eunuch, like she can just, cut from the stump, but she ain't cutting the root off.
She ain't stopping. Ernie gets it 5 nights a week. And she's saying hormone pellets.
Denise, go to bed.
Chad, how much did Chad to drink tonight?
She had this much. I'm telling you, she got an 18-ounce margarita and she drank that much of it and started going, I just said, and I said, give me that. And I drank the rest of it for her.
I love Mackenzie, but she's the same way.
Yeah. It didn't
I love her to
way.
death.
It was very, very
I gotta keep
short
looking
lived.
over my shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't know when she's gonna pop in.
Now, Matt, let me ask you something. Have you heard all the stories about Waverly Hills or any other?
Honest, I'll be completely honest. I've heard a side. Don't ask me who the source was because I have no fucking idea. It was so long ago. But bye, Ernie. But copy that. Okay.
You
But
wouldn't even turn off the camera. You just see them sperm pants just flying.
Yeah, y'all just a normal banner and
give me
You know,
about a
that shit
couple
is
minutes. So yeah, about the but no, I've heard bits and pieces. But like you, Ernie, I stay away from a lot of the stuff, and I don't go after.
I've got something. And Ernie sent the picture of it. I got to go back and find it, but it's a. I'll look for it while we're talking about it. But it's a guy called William, and someone went in there and they basically, he's a veteran. He was a veteran, and basically they pushed him down an elevator chute.
Nope.
I know he was murdered.
Yeah.
And they killed him and his dog.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah.
And that broke my heart. It did. It broke my heart to hear that story. And
like, was this recent or while the hospital was
in when it was abandoned in the 80s?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Late
I didn't know.
80s, early 90s. It was right around 1990, maybe a little before, a little after. Right around.
So after it was closed, though, like after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It shut down for good in 81.
Yeah.
And then sat abandoned basically for 20 years before Tina and Charlie got it. Made it what it is today.
And I'm looking for that photo while we're talking about it. But that was the most saddest story I've ever. And I believe it was when we was doing a live. We was actually doing it. I was doing a panel, and they were doing a live investigation of Waverly. And I believe it was Tim Kohler, because he was in the Navy, and he sat in there and he was getting a lot of responses from William. I mean, to find out and just to hear this story, like I said, it still touches. It breaks my heart, actually. Yeah. And if I ever did they ever find out whatever happened to the guys who did that, or did they ever find out who did it?
Yeah, and they were all juveniles, and so the records on it are sealed because it was juvenile offenders, and they basically got a slap on the wrist and went on to live very short lives.
Oh, really?
And wound up dying of blunt force trauma, just like William. Imagine that.
Karma.
Yeah.
William's revenge. Denise said she can send you that again.
Could she? I think I found it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've heard bits and pieces, but like I said, I'm like you, Ernie. I try to stay away from all the BS and stuff like that. So
they actually captured a photo. I believe this is the one I believe this is William, the ghost of William, walking down a hallway. And I just sent it to you, Matt.
Yep, pulling it up right now, brother. There it is.
Yeah.
So let's zoom in here, can we?
And he was a big guy. He wore blue jeans and like black combat boots and a shin length army raincoat when you would see him. And there you go.
There's the jacket right here.
You can see his legs. You can see
blue jeans, boots.
Big guy, walked kind of bent over, had a big bushy beard.
You can even see, I think it's his hairline.
Yeah, you can see ears right here. You can see, it looks like his collar's popped a little bit.
No, he's got his head. Actually, he's got it. That you're where you got the mouse right now is on the very top of his head. He's bent over, looking down. You can just barely see.
Like he's hunched.
Yeah.
See, from what I'm seeing is the head up here because there's something distorted right here. So it looks like to me it's the back of his collar. Like if he's wearing one of those rain jackets, it's the rain jacket. Yeah.
I see what you're saying there, but
yeah, because
I believe that he was walking like toward the camera though, with his head down, and you can see like a little because, like I say, he had long stringy hair that if he bent over forward like this, it would hang down kind of in front of his face.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you're seeing there.
I can kind of see that. To me, though, I'm not saying you're wrong, but this is what I love about the paranormal, right here, guys. Yeah. But to me, he's walking away from camera. That's what I see. Because if you look at the steps, it looks like the front. There's the toe of his boot right here on the bottom, and here's the other toe. So he's actually walking away from that.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
It looks like he's walking away.
Because right here you can see the coat line.
Right.
You see what I mean?
The back of the coat.
Yeah, line. I see what you're saying.
Which hangs. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I'm just saying this is just my thoughts.
To me, it's an amazing catch.
It's a good catch, no matter how you interpret it, because there was nobody in the hallway at that time. You know.
Yeah.
And.
But
he's very. You can see he's very he's transparent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can see through him somewhat.
Yeah, you can if you look over to the left of him, where you can see that shaft of light coming through in the hallway, about where his elbow would be, where his right elbow would be. You can kind of see that light carrying on through.
Right, you can see where whatever it is right through his arm.
Right here. Yeah.
So I mean, I just think it's a great catch. But
is that a shadow though? You see what I'm saying?
No, that's a water puddle.
Water puddle? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it kind of looks like it's coming from his feet too. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, again, this is just. I mean, it's a great shot. Great photo.
And this is the kind of stuff you catch at Waverly, and the people that are running it now don't. It's like they don't believe. They don't want to believe in anything. Matter of fact. I believe that y'all was doing haunted houses in at one time or something like that, and then they wanted to do away with that, and now they're doing them after y'all gone.
Well, they realized that first off, they're out of money because they've been paying their attorneys so much, and Waverly Hills' biggest fundraiser. The only reason Waverly Hills is still standing is because of the haunted house. The tours and investigations are great, and they bring in a lot of money, but not nearly enough money to keep a 187,000 square foot building that was built over 100 years ago standing and maintained, and still pay the salaries of the people that are doing so. And so, yeah, they have a haunted house that's supposed to start tomorrow night, as long as they get the permission from the fire marshal and the powers that be.
Yeah. I love it. I love that eye. But you had a little twitch there.
What? How about me?
But anyway, Matt, you started to talk about, you said you had heard one side of the story. It sounds like you hadn't heard our side of the story just based on how you were framing that.
Oh, I don't know whose side is whose. Like I said, I try to stay out of all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard that one person's trying to do this, one person's trying to do that, this person's doing this. But all I know is somebody is trying to take it away from the rightful owners.
Right.
Exactly.
And honestly, I still stand by the fact that I fully believe that whatever happens, it needs to be thought about the location first. That's what it should be about. I mean,
but the thing is, they're not dealing with that. The people that have it now, the people that have it now, they were on Charlie about him doing any modifications to the place or whatever he was, to keep repairs up.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest draws is the cafeteria, I believe. That's where they put cubicles.
The children's cafeteria was one of the most active parts of the building. one of my favorite places to investigate. And now they have put offices in there without the owner's permission, without permits to do so, without sprinkler systems. Uh, that's all part of the eviction hearing that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Um, and they did it with no regard for the fact that those children's spirits are there, and the people that pay the money to come to Waverly Hills would like to experience that. And now you can't even get to that part of it. So that's just one small portion of it. The bottom line is that the Waverly Hills Historical Society wants the building because they see how much money it makes. And they have filed in my opinion, bogus lawsuit against the owners, claiming all kinds of things like shoddy workmanship, like he had an unsafe parking lot. We have pictures where 2 weeks ago they had a big event up there and they had that parking lot full of cars. If they think that parking lot is unsafe that Charlie built, to the point that they're going to file a lawsuit against him about that, then why are they parking so many members of the paying public in that parking lot?
I hope you got pictures of that.
You know,
there are lots of pictures.
I've actually seen pictures of the parking lot, and most of it is, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, like, isn't it mostly dirt?
No, it's gravel.
Is it gravel?
Yeah, and a large portion of it now is actually blacktop.
Okay.
Well,
what is code enforcement?
Pictures are that you saw, but they're.
Oh, I've probably seen from a while ago. But what about code enforcement? What do they have to say about all that?
Frank, a friend of mine, Frank, happens to be the code enforcement officer here locally, and he thinks that a lot of what they're doing right now is not up to code, and they were issued a lot of citations, which, because Charlie owns the building, those citations went to Charlie. And he hasn't been allowed on the property for 2 years. So,
well, Charlie was living on the property. Charlie and his wife was living on the property, Matt.
Yeah, they lived there.
Okay.
And these people came in. They told me to get kicked out. It's like if I walked in your house and said, "Well, guess what? You got your window open. You got to get the fuck out." But it's yours. It's your house.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a whole lot to this story. I mean, it's really, really deep. There's a lot of layers to it.
That's why you need to have them on your show, Matt. You need to bring them on and let people, on your side, let them know what Ernie and Denise and Charlie and Beth and all that, what they're fighting for.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you.
Well,
and actually, Howard, I want to bring something up real quick. So while we were sitting here chatting, I just was tweaking. Listen. I just can't. Showing up late.
They were both sick, and this happened during there was COVID.
When there was a nationwide moratorium on evictions.
So I did some quick tweaking on this photo, but you see what I'm saying with the whole walking away deal? You can almost see the ears. I mean, they're almost perfectly symmetrical.
And if you look, the foot on the left hand side is further. It's going forward. And then you have the one on the right, it's kind of back.
And you can almost see like the actual toe of the shoe or boot right here. You can't see it. Like, this is the back side of it.
Right.
But this it's kind of like angled.
Right.
The back one's angled, and then here's the arms. Here's one arm. Here's the other arm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a great freaking catch, regardless. That's a great catch.
Yeah,
and I even tweaked it for the light. Yeah,
yeah.
You can see it in the light.
That puddle that's there in front of you.
Yeah,
that's got the reflection of the light. There's several puddles through there. If you
that's the one I was talking
about. The windows that are actually to the right of where you see William. There's patient rooms right there, and then beyond that is that solarium area that was left open for the patients to get the fresh air treatments. And there's no windows or anything there, so when it rains, that floor takes a lot of water, and there's usually a little bit of water left in there.
Yeah,
But no, you can definitely tell the blue jeans.
yeah,
You can definitely see the jacket kind of
Waverly is on my bucket list.
same.
Waverly is on my bucket list. I've never been there,
Same.
and I'm not gonna go until they back in there and Ernie takes me on a tour.
I'll go when I get an invite.
If you go before Tina and Charlie have it, just saying, you won't be welcome back once they get it.
Hey, if I have an invite anywhere, just like these podcasts, if I have a fucking link, I'm going to show up.
Just saying. Just saying, if I have a say in who goes to Waverly, I'm gonna remember the people that ain't going to Waverly.
Everybody else can come, but y'all know, not you. I remember what you did.
I remember what you said on that fucking podcast. Fuck you.
Right.
You said my dick don't work. What the fuck? No.
Yeah.
If anybody's watching, yeah, we have quite a few people in here. If y'all watching, pass it around. Halloween is coming up. Hopefully things will change before Halloween, but if not, boycott Waverly. Don't go there. Trust me, if you don't go there, the town, it's not just Waverly, the town's going to feel it because you go spend your money in that town. Okay, you're going to go to their diners, you're going to go to their restaurants, you're going to go to them hotels, motels, you're going to go to all the little tourist attractions that they have around in Kentucky. If you don't show up, they're losing dollars. And it's a stronger showing. It shows that, hey, we're all united in this.
Yep.
You're right.
So,
the way I see it, like you said, Matt, the paranormal is not just about the paranormal, but it's about the locations and everything. And the paranormal community has long been good about setting aside differences and taking care of one of their own when they're in need. And that building is part of the paranormal community. That building itself is. Right now, it is in need because the people that are in charge of things up there right now, in my opinion, do not have that building's best interest in mind. What they have in mind is how much money that building can make them. And Tina and Charlie, if you've ever watched any of the TV shows that were filmed at Waverly up until whatever might have been filmed over the last year or so, Tina is the redheaded lady that always welcomes Grant, Jason, Zach,
I was gonna say,
Amy, Adam, whoever into the building. She's part of the paranormal community too.
Yeah.
I got
And
my own thoughts about Zach, but I remember seeing Taps go there, Ghost Hunters, and I think I remember seeing one of them as a tour guide. I think, I'm not sure.
well, Tina
I think
would always give the walkthrough for the TV shows.
so. I probably saw her, but either way, I got a 4-letter word for him too.
yeah.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But not getting a rant in, but
I want to say this right now, right quick. We didn't even do Pararant, did we?
you brought him up, or Chrissy brought him up. I'll be more than happy to fucking rant them motherfucker.
But if you're not going to if you don't want to do it for the spirits, if you're not even a paranormal investigator, or if you're not into the paranormal, you're just watching this, just browsing through and just watching, just to be watching it. And if you don't want to do it, save Waverly just because you don't believe in the spirits there, or you don't believe what we're talking about. Do it because of the history of the place.
Yes.
Because that place is a historical monument.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen there. And I mean, go ahead. What you was going to say, Matt?
I was going to say, Ernie and Denise, since you're still here listening in, I'll just say this: whatever help my community in the P3 program, wherever, let us know. I'm more than happy to help out.
We appreciate it.
And actually, I have a public page called P3 Family on Facebook. You folks are more than welcome to post whatever you like on there, anything you need. But Yeah, well, that's what we're about, is giving back to the community, reaching out, networking, and it's all about pair unity. And we don't give a flying fuck about money. I could care
Right.
less. I don't care about my subscriber count. I mean, hell, I don't even know why some of the people watch my fucking show anyway. But no, we're all here to help out.
Well, we
And that's
appreciate it. This is something that, I mean, we have stuck our necks out in a huge way. And we've made a lot of enemies. I mean, I had a roundabout with a very well-known first person
Yeah, I
in the
know.
paranormal community not very long ago. That was very public. You said Zach. This guy used to work with Zach. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, and we're being sued because we're spreading the word. We would not do that just because we felt like being assholes or whatever. We are doing this because this is the right thing to do.
Yep.
And I've been on both sides of this battle. A lot of people have heard this side and have heard that side. I've been on both sides. When they kicked Tina and Charlie out of Waverly, the first person they called to come to work to run the tours and investigations, host the private overnights at Waverly, was me. And I went back up there and I heard all their lies and heard what they were talking about with Tina and Charlie and everything they said that they had done and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait a minute, I've been working here for a long time and I don't recall any of this kind of stuff going on, but whatever. And then when I got to where I couldn't take their nonsense anymore and I quit, I reached out to Charlie and Tina and learned the truth. And, because Charlie and Tina had proof of their side of it. What I
Right.
heard from the other side was lies.
Right.
And so, we are doing this because we know both sides of the story intimately and we know who's right. And,
well,
so that's why
You got my full support in all this, Ernie. You know that.
I know I do, brother.
and like I said, as long as people are in it for the right reasons, myself and many others, I know I can speak very freely for my P3 family, and Howard will attest to this too. We got your back as well.
Well,
Now, our thing is, and one of my biggest things, mine is Zach, because he's an anyway. We don't holler out names. I
Right.
never bring out names because
I'll describe that motherfucker down to a T, though.
no, that's still a lie.
I didn't mention the name of the person I was in a very big battle with.
I look at it this way. Any one of my rants, anything that I do or say, I tell people two things. Number one, if you get pissed off about it, you might want to check yourself first. And secondly, if anybody hates what I'm talking about or doesn't like me or whatever, I got a fucking show. Actually, I got a couple of shows. I got 2 shows now, plus co-hosting this one. I'll be more than happy to make a special show just for one of you motherfuckers to come up and talk. You want to talk shit? You want to talk about me? Let's go. You don't got the nuts to talk shit about me in front of my face? Number one, I'll put you the fuck down real quick. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. The other thing is nobody has the balls to do it. I've had people literally call me, I'll cancel your career. I'll stop your career on Tuesday. Tuesday came and I'm like, where you at, bitch?
Okay, I got one thing I got to do right quick, and I want to do it, and because it's part of what we're supposed to do. Ernie, just stay there. Don't go nowhere. Okay,
I'm just sitting here too.
All right, here you go.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Fuck Zach Dragons.
Oh yeah.
I'm done.
You're done today. Now, my power rant for the night is okay, because we were already ranting. I just wanted to get this out there, so I wanted to make it legit. My power rant is it's going towards Denise Pack.
Uh-oh.
Denise.
Wait. Go ahead.
Denise, cook this man some biscuits and some peanut butter fudge. Damn it, he needs it. He deserves this. He's working hard. He's a good, loving husband.
I know what my rant's going to be about. Y'all talking about fucking food all the time.
There's the response.
And that rant went to shit.
Can I rant?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about?
Quit posting dust orbs, damn it.
Good luck.
The end.
I've been barking up that tree literally for a long fucking time.
He's a damn trophy husband.
Yeah, it means you're mounted up there on the wall if you don't watch yourself.
You need to take care of your trophy husband. You need to cook him biscuits, and you
They
need
didn't
to
work
cook him
out too well for the
food.
last
No.
trophy.
My rant is y'all talking about food this entire fucking show. That's my rant. I'm fucking hungry. Talking about food in front of a fat kid.
I made something healthy tonight. I did. I felt bad. I needed it. I made a whole huge pot of beef vegetable soup.
How's
And
that
that was
about that?
And I was telling you about that today, huh, Matt?
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
man, I needed fresh vegetables and some good. I got a good chuck roast, and man, I cut that sucker up. And
Which I was going to ask you, what did you guys decide with those peppers? You're talking about the peppers.
Oh, the peppers. I don't know. She talks all kind of shit. Her. I mean, I don't know. She gets in the store and it's. She farted on me in the store, man.
What?
Yeah. We do that to each other, but she does it to me more often.
I don't think it's legal for a wife to fart on a husband.
Oh, she blames
The
everybody
other
else.
way around is perfectly fine, but I don't think
She does it to me all the time, man. Look, I mean, I'm standing in the store. I'm in the line with a buggy, and she just walks up to me, smiles, and walks off. Good God. People standing behind me looking like I shit myself.
Howard, did I ever tell you about that popcorn thing? Did I ever tell you about the popcorn? Oh, you guys will love this. So here's what you do. You go to a place like Walmart or one of these stores, right? You get yourself into a nice group of people when you got the bubble guts. You let one go as slowly as you can so it don't make a lot of noise. Once you get that first waft, you look at a person next to you and go, hey, do you smell popcorn? I don't care if you eat it or not. Everyone knows the smell of popcorn, and they will automatically go, and they get nothing but a big old whip of your ass. I do that all the fucking time, and I love it. I do. I'll admit, I'll crop dust motherfuckers in Walmart. Listen to those bratty little kids talking. I want this. I want that. As I walk by,
You want some of that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They shut up real quick.
But no, I want to say that y'all doing. I mean, I appreciate what y'all doing, especially for Waverly Hills. I mean, I appreciate you. I mean, appreciate Denise. Y'all good friends. Y'all good people. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling everybody that y'all just good people, plain and simple.
Well, we try. We put on a good front. We got a lot of people fooled that really do think we are good people. But nobody laughed when I said that was a joke, people.
I'm laughing at what your wife said.
But no, I don't know.
Y'all good people. Just accept it. You're just good people.
We're just ourselves.
You know,
Y'all good people.
I don't have like any type of mediumship, like gifts and nothing like that, but I do get a good sense of people, and I think that's just working from the public for so long and working in sales. And I really like you guys just by meeting you, even over here. I get a good vibe from you. Denise obviously has a sense of humor, really down to earth, really funny. You're the same way, and I stand by what I said. If there's anything myself or anybody can do, just let me know. More than happy. And then obviously I'd love to get you guys on the show.
We'll be in touch.
The first thing you're gonna have to ask him flat out, Matt, is about his shit jeans.
Now, see, Howard, Matt and I could have had an intelligent adult conversation about the paranormal, about what's going on with Waverly, all kinds of things, and you bring up my shit jeans.
Not on this show. I act a little professional on my show. Little. I mean, I let out a lot more fucks and shits and dams and this and that on this show, but
I love what Denise says about this. I married Ernie. Of course I have a sense of humor.
see, my wife always said, Mackenzie always says that she fed me. She fed me and now she's stuck with me. I'm like, well, she's not wrong. She's really not.
Yeah, but now that she forgot to feed. I mean, you feed them and you feed them and you get them in the door. Now you just stop feeding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm too
That's
lazy
cool,
to
man.
go anywhere else. And
That's
I've
cool.
seen myself. I'm an ugly motherfucker. I ain't gonna get no supermodel. I'm happy. She shows me attention, feeds me every once in a while, gives me a couple of pets now and
That
then.
was the wrong thing to say. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna get no supermodel. You're supposed to say Mackenzie is my supermodel.
I call her that. I'm gonna get smacked.
Oh, okay. All right. I was trying to bail you out, brother.
No. Here's the thing, brother. Like my wife is not just, and I know this is gonna sound stereotypical, but honest to God truth, she is not just my best friend, but she is literally the best wingman too. She is literally like one of the guys. I mean, Howard, you've met her a couple times.
Mhm.
She is the most down to earth tomboy. Like, I will kick your ass. I will outdrink you. I will make sure you know who's boss woman out there. And she won't even hesitate. She'll laugh while beating the shit out of me. She threatens me daily with
He
shit.
won't even walk into. We did a show, and he was coming home, and she said, "You wait till you get your ass in this door." He stayed outside.
You fucking ain't right, I did.
He
I was like, I'm waiting for your ass to go to bed.
wasn't going in that house.
And then I was sitting there talking shit about her the one night, and all of a sudden I just heard footsteps, and I just went, and I look, and I'm like, "Hi."
Ooh.
This is evidence. This is evidence. I have witnesses, and everyone's like, "I don't see anything." I'm like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah.
But no, like, I'm serious. Like, my wife is different, and that's what I love about her. Like, I can literally bullshit with her. I can, like, she's literally my best friend, and we're so opposite though. We are so opposite, and I know it realistically. There ain't no way in hell I can do any better because everyone I've had has had some sort of flaw, and we've always fought about something stupid or whatever. In the 6-7 years we've been together, we have never fought. I have never had one argument with this woman because she smacked the shit out of me, and I was like, okay, I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. No, we don't. We talk about things, we work things out. And then I usually say something stupid.
And if you're single guys, and if you're looking for a good woman, and you just want to just out there, just let's say you go to the Walmart, just go into the Walmart. Okay, you go and walk.
That might not be the best.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, no, it's a good analogy. It's a good analogy.
Clearance
You don't want to go looking for a
You're
woman.
gonna get crap dusted if you go to the Walmart Matt's at. Just saying.
You get it with anyway. You don't want to go looking for a woman that's in the health and beauty department.
Nope.
Okay, no.
You want
in there
clearance.
no, because you see that's high maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go looking for a woman that's down by maybe the automotive, or maybe she's down by
Or like
lawn and
the
garden.
Pillsbury biscuit cans. If she's picking up
You and
Pillsbury,
that damn biscuit.
And she's looking at and she's looking.
Y'all
at
and
the
your
date
fucking
on
food,
it.
man. No, clearance. Find yourself a woman in clearance. That's where the keepers are. Because then you know they don't like to spend a lot of money.
Ooh, is that true, Ernie?
Uh-oh. I think
Oh,
she
you
broke
everybody
it.
just disappeared on me.
There you
Oh,
go.
there he is. Denise showed up and
I don't know what happened.
kicked his ass.
Denise said, I thought Denise came down there and got you. Ernie learned his lesson on hussies.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm on my third wife. I'm over to hussies, and not that both of my first two wives were hussies, because one of them is the mother of my son. But anyway, what were we talking about? Biscuits?
Pillsbury.
Motherfuckers and that fucking food. Damn it. Howard, it's over 2 hours. Fuck you guys.
Let's get out of here.
I'm hungry.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Ernie. Thank you so very much.
No man, I bail you out all the time, Howard.
Oh, you do. You do.
I appreciate y'all letting me come on.
And we
Nice
thank
meeting you,
sir.
Ernie. And Denise
Nice
will
meeting
be in touch, guys.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll I guess tomorrow night we'll be on the Unholy Trinity. Tomorrow night we have a guest. That shocked me too.
I don't know who the
I
fuck
just-
it is, but we got
I just know if I get a fucking link, I'll probably be there. But if not, I'll be in the damn chat after my
We're gonna
show.
have Shannon Rogers.
Ooh,
Shannon
yeah, I'll be
Rogers is
there.
coming on. She's gonna be she made an announcement yesterday.
Mm.
She is having she's doing her own show with Paralinks and Parapose. It's about the metaphysical, and she's going to be hosting it with Jennifer Lee.
Brava.
So it's going to be a great show, and we're looking forward to it. I mean,
I'm
so
excited.
she's coming on. Oh yeah, she's awesome. Usually when I have Shannon in there, then of course I have Eileen Jones popping in, and then I have Beth Allen popping in, and all of everybody
I love
else.
that. I love the Unholy Trinity.
But yeah,
Love
we
you guys.
appreciate it. That's what's coming on tomorrow night. And Matt, you have anything planned for this weekend? Any shows? Anything?
I have SRI Paranormal coming on tomorrow on the Para Crew podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on Paralinks Plus, Parapost Network Central, and then our groups and channels and all that good shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we have that, and then who the hell knows what else? Basically my weekends, it's if I get a link for something, 9 times out of 10 I'm there.
Okay.
And then I'll be, of course, hassling Brian Laverty over at Through the Lens at 4 on Sunday.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a plan. And you can go to Save Waverly Hills. I think I sent you the poster, Matt.
Got it.
It's SaveWaverlyHills.com. And for a $25 donation, isn't it still that? You're still doing that?
$25 donation for a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a nice T-shirt. I got one. Matter of fact, it's an EVP. It shows you the spikes, and both for some reason, where both spikes are, hits me right on the nipples. It's perfect. I love them. It's an awesome shirt, and it's glow in the dark. Glow in the dark stuff.
Can you get it kind of cockeyed?
You can if you have.
I don't know.
But
Then the EVP would have to be lower, right?
Yeah. Well, you can just kind of cock,
I have an idea for pants.
But
Check out my wavelength.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, they're doing this for the love of Waverly Hills and for Charlie and Tina. Like I said, right now, just boycott them, stay away from the place if you can, and they're losing, and support them, and if you can't afford anything, just put it out there. I mean, they'll take any donation. Hell, $1. If everybody gave me $1 on my Facebook page, I'd have $5,000.
If everybody that watched this show gave you $1, you'd have like $1.50.
I owe people money.
I play the lottery and it has I think I won, but there's a little negative sign in front of it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then the taxes. But yeah, it's www.SaveWaverlyHills.com. It tells you the story of Charlie and Tina and what they're doing, and just support them. Get out there and matter of fact, they have events all the time out there. They auction off cars. I had an auction, right?
Yeah, we auctioned off a T-Bird on the 29th. We're drawing for a Harley Davidson. We got back here behind me are several boxes full of auction items that are going to be auctioned off on the 29th, or raffled off on the 29th, from REM pods to books to you name it. I mean, all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing everything we can just to keep him in the game with the attorneys, because the only way he can lose is if he runs out of money.
Yeah,
they've got no case. So
send that money in, and when you send in the money, also enclose at least a can of biscuits. That's all we're asking. One can of biscuits.
I know it was upsetting me more, the whole Zach thing or the fucking food. I already dig into my candy drawer.
We love the biscuits.
I don't blame you. I look like a fucking biscuit. Blisket? Okay, yeah, I need to go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's late.
All right, guys. Well, we thank everybody for watching tonight, and we'll see y'all next week.
It's Blake.
Not gonna run away.